Hello, hello, and welcome to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Oh my god!
Yeah!
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just Kamina pointed into the sky.
I believe it.
Wow, that's very exciting.
You gotta object with your
I'm
whole
believing
body,
in the
I
you
feel
that
like.
believes in all of this. Yeah.
I'm so excited, guys! It's the wrong franchise, but...
God, I heard the music start up and immediately got thrown back into high school with the force, like, it was more of a Ratatouille moment than the moment in Ratatouille. It's unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, a full bag. What colors did you see? Just a blur of blue and yellow?
Yes, very, very much so, with the little pops of magenta, and it was beautiful.
God, Gina, I recall laying on your bed while you were in high school, looking over your shoulder as a little, 9-year-old watching you play this game on your DS.
I feel like
those
that's
are the
a
times
weirdly
we're talking here.
universal experience, because when I played these games, I not only had played them with you watching, but I also remember we had these stairs in high school that weren't stairs that you walked on, they were stairs that you sat on. And I remember so vividly sitting on the bottom stair with a group of, I'm not even kidding, 7 to 12 people at any given time watching me play this dang game.
People die to watch Ace Attorney.
There's something about Ace Attorney.
This has been what our other than, and we'll acknowledge it, Mass Effect 2. This is what the number one thing we've been suggested for 10 years now, or I don't know how long we've been doing this for.
However long you've been doing this.
I mean, we've been doing
Infinity.
this for either 6 years or since high school.
Endlessly.
But yeah, this is my one true fandom, or for lack of a better way of putting it, Ace Attorney has been the bedrock of my gamer experience for a good portion of my life, and I love it dearly.
It truly is this in Tales of Symphonia, so
Yeah.
you've managed to get them both on.
I know!
And I guess Persona 4 if you want to count it.
Persona 4 was a definite, intense peak, but it's not something that's been there for me since day one.
It's not a touchstone series of your gaming experience.
Oh my God.
And I am the absolute, true, complete opposite of what your experience that you just described right now, because I've never played a single Ace Attorney game.
Welcome to the
somehow-
fray.
I know, which is honestly at this point kind of impressive, just because I feel like through sheer proximity, you would have stumbled into playing one of these games at some point. But I'm so glad you didn't, because we get to share it together. I'm so pumped.
I know, and that's kind of why I'm so excited for this, because Gina, this is one of your favorite game series of all time. And I'm so excited to experience it with you, and the fact that you haven't played it since high school makes it all the more adorable and charming and exciting. And
that's
I'm
what's
just
wild.
so
Is
thrilled.
it's so I think for both you and me, Short, I haven't played this first game since it came out. I mean, I've experienced it through the Phoenix Wright fan musical, but not through the game since it's been ages.
My God, I did not remember Turnabout Musical.
Yeah, Turnabout the Musical.
Moment. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, we must give... Yes, Gina, sorry, not to walk away from your point. Absolutely. I don't remember anything. I remember the basic outlines of the characters and a few of the punchlines, and past that, I am going into this in the dark, almost just as much as Allison. God, Gina, if you played it when you were 16, I know 8.
you were a baby. You were so small.
I was 7. Yeah, I was a wee little lad, so I was like, mystery.
I know. I straight up thought the banana case was in this game. The extent to which I don't remember that. I was like, the banana case is in this game, right? And I was like, no, that's not even in this game.
But for anyone who does not know, there was I think Turnabout Musical was the first video game musical that reached any sort of internet anything. And if you don't know, Gina and I wrote this thing called the Persona 4 musical. Ignore it, it's fine. But we were highly, highly inspired by listening to that thing over and over and being like, wait, you can just write songs,
right?
For a video game.
You can just do it, and we also had friends and also just people we knew that had worked on the Turnabout musical. So it was a very direct inspiration, and there's some good stuff in there. Anyway, I'm so excited. I think somebody asked what my favorite game in the series are. 4 is fantastic. There's a recency bias where I really enjoyed the Great Ace Attorney games, and I'm having trouble like seeing other games as better than those. But honestly, you know, starting the trilogy over might usurp that. But I think my easy answer is 4. I really like 4.
Wait. What was the fourth one called?
That's Apollo Justice.
Oh, that's Apollo. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's technically not a Phoenix Wright game, but that's yeah.
Is that true? That's not. Yeah. Oh, okay. Got it. Sorry,
Yeah.
my whole world got confused in that moment. I was like, 4th? I could have sworn there were 3, and then it did other interesting.
Yeah, you are
things.
correct. There
Okay,
are 3
cool.
Phoenix Wright games: Apollo Justice, and then the you know.
Edgeworth Investigations.
Those 2, there's 2 of them, and then there's the other games that happen after Apollo Justice, which are really good, but I don't know if that arc has like a uniting name. That's like the Dual Destinies arc and all of them. Great games. I just don't know if they have like a
those.
name for them.
Gosh, I forget how many of these there are. I played through the beginning of Trials and Tribulations when I was 9, and then I was just like, fun, and then we're here now. That's my interaction with Phoenix Wright.
Oh my god! So you haven't even beat the trilogy.
No.
Oh my
no,
god!
I've
I'm
never
so
ever
excited.
finished.
Perfect.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's even better.
No!
And once again, I don't remember shit, so even what I did, like, it doesn't count. Like, we're all fresh here.
So, okay, so on that note, to answer
Plus
some
the Leighton
questions in
game,
chat,
which isn't very good. Sorry, go ahead.
I am not playing this game. Gina is actually going to be the one controlling.
But
we're all
I'm
gonna
following your
collectively-
directions. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we're all going to be like collectively doing our thing. Also, with regards to like hints or anything, I would avoid those, please, because I haven't played this game and Jake doesn't remember it. So
Yeah, I think that's
basically-
one, like, we will ask if we need help.
Yes.
We will
Yes.
totally ask past that.
Totally.
And, like, we want to use you guys, but we also want to be stumped for 3 minutes and annoy
Exactly.
everyone before
We'll ask for help, but you also have to let us fail. We'll fail first, and then we'll go from there.
If we go chat help, then yes, please. Yeah.
All right,
I'm
are
trying
y'all
to think if
ready?
There's anything else? I think that's it, right? Is there any other housekeeping stuff we should go over before jumping into this?
I don't everyone have a good week?
Oh, right. We
yeah,
haven't
I
like
guess
had
so.
our sync up. Had a fine week, I guess.
It's fine.
Yeah, I don't have much to say.
I know. I'm honestly more interested in just getting into this than
Me too.
anything. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Then
that's
let's
pretty
do
much
it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, I guess. Okay. Yep. Let's go.
Oh,
Yep,
fa-
let's do it.
we're good. We'll say stuff throughout the next 3
Yes.
hours.
So
Yeah,
you
if
all
I-
know we're playing the the trilogy port. So we have all 3 of the primary trilogy, but we're starting, of course, with Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
Yes. Let's go. Ooh. The first turnabout.
Wow, this is nostalgic.
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit.
These games.
Oh, I don't know.
We don't know. We don't have
Anybody
context.
yet? Yeah. Oh.
It's a game about murder.
A murder?
I don't know.
I can't get caught. Not like that. I'm not gonna give them a voice. Hi.
That's fine.
I've got to find somebody to pin this on. Somebody
they're real-
like him. I'll make it look like he did it.
Oh, how funny that they're just like, yeah, this is the guy.
I like the first
first
case
one.
is just a Columbo. They're just like,
Yeah, they're
here's
just
the
like,
guy who did it. Figure it
figure out
out.
the point.
Oh, this is me. I guess.
Yep.
Oh boy, am I nervous.
Right.
Oh, hiya, Chief.
I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you. And your client as well.
Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor.
A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case?
Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney.
Well, that's news to me.
I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much.
I think this is you, Short.
It's over. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over.
Is that your client screaming over there?
Yeah, where's my boy?
Yeah,
Show him to me.
it's
Let me squeeze his cheeks. Death! Oh, despair! Oh,
I'm very excited.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die.
It sounds like he wants to die.
Yeah.
It's gotta be the butts!
It's gotta be the.
The butt. Hey there, Larry.
Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell him I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die.
What? What's wrong, Larry?
Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me? Who did this? Ah, Nick, you gotta tell me who took my baby away.
The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. Come on, man. You're a defense attorney. You're gonna believe the newspaper.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, as of this moment, he's a defense attorney.
Yeah, it's a brand new thing. He's very new to the fray. He's making it up as he goes.
Oh.
He technically went to law school.
Technically.
It's like Better Call Saul. You're like, yeah, well.
He went to law school, but like he's an artist at heart.
Yeah, you know. he went to civil arts school.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Got his BFA.
Liberal arts college.
Yeah.
My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts.
Hey,
My
baby.
best friend since grade school. Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
Once our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts.
It's gotta be the butts.
It's gotta be the butts.
In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. Yeah, this game looks good.
Yeah,
The
they
remaster
remastered
is
it,
good.
which like I think was controversial because the original pixel art was really charming, but they made it really sharp and clean.
Yeah,
So
that
it is
being
what it
said,
is.
though, I'm kind of shocked at the art style. It's so... I don't know. It feels very MS Paint, but I say that with the most love in my heart.
No, I get that. I totally get that. It feels like a game that you play like on Newgrounds or something.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like, you know, Ace Attorney, like the father of all, like, visual novels.
No, especially since like, you know, the newer games have these wild 3D graphics, and here it's just like, it's fine. You're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. You're gonna like it. I swear.
I swear.
I promise.
All right.
Short, do you want to be the judge?
Yeah, sure. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts.
That's the perfect judge voice.
The prosecutor is ready, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous.
But my hair looks great.
But I
Your
left.
conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness.
Ocean?
Okay, sorry, I'm real quick just confirming what we have in our court record because I can, and he's about to probably ask us about it. Cindy,
I love that they're giving us a tutorial.
I know. Clearly, Cindy is the name of the victim. Cause of death was loss of blood, and that's Cindy. There she is. Hoorah!
Aw, hi Cindy.
She
Sorry.
was a model. Okay.
22 model lived in an apartment by herself. Okay.
Okay.
And we've got our other folks there too, but we don't have to look at them right now, I guess. Yes, Your Honor. Hands shaking, eyesight fading.
The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
It was Larry Butts.
Larry Budd.
Larry Butts, baby.
Larry Butts.
The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor.
Correct. Sorry, I was looking at my phone, checking a text. But sorry, I'm back in the courtroom. I'm here. That was the judge, by the way. I was not checking my phone. I'm
The judge has
professional.
just got his cell phone right under the desk. He's playing Candy Crush.
Yeah. I've been very into Wadoku lately on the subway. Anyway, just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is the murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name?
Phew, I know this one.
You'd better.
Glad I read the case reports over and over so many times. It's... Wait. Oh. No. No way, I forgot! I'm drawing a total blank here.
What a terrible
Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name?
Oh, the victim. Of course, I know the victim's name. I, just forgot temporarily.
I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab and check it out any time, okay?
Yeah, wait,
Remember-
that's literally his best friend's girlfriend's name. That's so funny. But he doesn't know it. What? His best friend's girlfriend is dead.
And he just
blanking on her
completely
name.
forgot.
That's so rude.
I'm gonna chalk it up to just nerves.
100%.
So fucking scared.
But also,
also-
it's not a
Come
great
on,
mark
man.
for his character. I will say that. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you.
Mr. Wright, who is the victim of this case?
Cinder Block!
Cinder Block.
Cindy, please don't say Cinderblock.
I won't.
Cindy.
Aw. Yeah, we'll get a penalty.
The victim's name is Cindy Stone.
Correct.
Just the
Now.
pregnant pause just makes it extra
Oh,
funny.
I was being dramatic. Oh, gosh. Now, tell me, what was the cause of death?
I'm giving you a hard time. I'm sorry, Short.
You always do, Allison. Every time.
Hit with a blunt object.
Indeed.
Strangled. Totally
Short's just
strangled.
gonna be a dissenting opinion. He's gonna be,
I'm gonna be devil's advocate for the whole playthrough.
oh no!
She was struck once by a blunt object.
Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You know what's going on right now. Good job.
Good.
Proud of
job.
you.
You're paying attention to this game you're playing.
Realistically, anybody in the entire gallery should know the answers to this question, but that's fine. We're proceeding anyway.
Whatever. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure.
Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne,
Yes, Your Honor.
as Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with but that was the longest air before the laugh tip I've ever heard. You went,
That's like the definition of a wheezing laugh, I feel like.
It was so genuine. It was beautiful and genuine.
I'm glad you enjoyed my joy.
I always enjoy your joy, Allison.
Oh, thank you, Jake.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object.
Okay, I was just confirming if I have to click.
Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I like that it's a
I
smooth
see.
Monokuma.
It's an old Monokuma.
He's too old for this shit at this point.
His heart ain't in it anymore.
Alright, a killing game.
I don't know. Whatever. She was beat over the head with a statue or whatever.
I can't care. I've seen so much
Time.
death in my day.
Are they gonna get executed at the end? No? Okay,
No.
then whatever.
Boo, jail? No. I see. The court accepts it into evidence.
Okay.
Statue
Statue.
added to the court record.
A statue in the shape of the Thinker. It's rather heavy. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during a trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab to check the court record frequently.
Tab.
Thanks.
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
Nope. Nope.
Nope, nope.
Apparently, if I
to show
click
him
on
it?
court record, it brings up the court record. Sorry about that. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now?
Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get a chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate.
Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Oh, boy.
Yeah, my baby.
Ahem! Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you?
Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together! We were Romeo and Juliet! Cleopatra and Mark Anthony!
Two very tragic. Did they all die?
I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me, ever.
Sorry, one second.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
What's it to you anyway?
Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
Eat one of them! Lies! Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it!
Your Honor.
Tell me if I'm ever peeking the mic, by the way.
You are. You might want to turn down your gain a little bit. You're just kind of
right.
your little hat.
I'll get far away from it too.
Oh, there you go.
got it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Passport. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7:30, the day before the murder.
Okay.
Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way!
The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies.
Daddies? Sugar?
Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude.
We we can clearly see that what kind of a woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me,
great.
Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question.
Can I do the thing? Yeah.
Yeah,
Larry
you
has
ready?
a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I?
Yeah,
Wait
you
and see
should.
what happens. Stop him from
Stop him
answering.
No. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, smack that table.
I
Yes.
don't think he's gonna object. I'm sorry.
No. Oh, man. My client has no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case.
Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna drop dead! Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this!
My guy.
Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite.
Oh boy. This is not looking so good.
Next question. Sorry, that's me. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't.
But I'm gonna punch you in the face. Oh, uh-oh. He went, what do I do? What do we do?
Have him answer honestly or stop him from answering.
I would do answer honestly.
Have him answer honestly. Yeah. I know. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. That's not.
He's just pointing.
Yeah, that's. God damn it. Maybe we should have set him up.
Yeah, probably. I was there. I went.
This is how we learn.
This is how we learn.
Order!
Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So, like, I didn't see her.
Oh?
Yeah. Oh my god, his voice.
I know! My Monokuma squeak is not inaccurate to the man!
That was crazy.
Your Honor, the defendant is lying!
Lying?
The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Oh, well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
No!
This attorney's bad.
I'm gonna put the cursor on the other side of the screen. We're doing this.
It's really funny.
You're right, Short. I could present my attorney's badge.
I want you to.
It's always an option. The man who found the victim's body.
Of course, they're calling the murderer up to be the witness. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Walla walla walla.
Order! Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Saw It to the stand.
Frank saw
Hey,
it.
Frank saw it. I wonder,
Oh my gosh,
did you
she's
see
awful.
it, man?
And,
Mr. Saw It, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct?
I guess I can be this guy. I mean, you,
Yeah,
I
go
think
for it.
You voiced him, Gina, initially, though.
I mean, I can if you want.
But now you'd be talking to yourself, so that'd be weird.
Yes.
So I'll just do it. Oh, yes. Newspapers, yes.
I love him.
Well, he
Mystery.
murdered a woman, so.
That does make that awkward.
Mr. Solid, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
Witness testimony.
His testimony.
Oh boy.
Here we
Oh,
go.
he's doing this Jimmy. Okay. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1:00 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? Oh, I can't defend you against a testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to be supposed
Oh my god. Supposed to work during a blackout? First it was a bit and then I fell down a hole. Oh my gosh.
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Oh, okay.
Electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Wright.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
You may begin your cross-examination.
Oh boy. Cross-examination, Your Honor.
All right, this is it. The real deal.
What exactly am I supposed to do?
Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave.
Lies? What? He was lying?
Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty?
How do I prove he's not?
You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face.
Okay.
Well, he really did just like wander off the street.
No kidding. Where did all of your years of study go, man? What was that? Open the court record with da-da-da and point out the contradictions in the testimony.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Oh boy. All right. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment.
So the way this works is we can scrub through all of the statements that he said and we can press any of them we want for additional information. And then at any point, if we think we have evidence that contradicts the point he's making, we present that on the statement where he lied and expose the lie, basically.
Okay, then do we want to look at our evidence real quick?
Yep, this is our evidence.
And okay, so we've got the blackout record, which was from noon to 6, and he said that it was 1 p.m.
when he made the call.
When he made the call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that does make sense because then her phone didn't work.
Well, we're
So potentially
somewhere else.
That's the thing is
Go ahead.
potentially we'd want to like press on that statement to see if he trips up when he's giving more information.
Yeah.
We know that she came home on 7:30. We know this is the Thinker. It's a statue. We know that she died, though, and this is where it gets tricky, between 4 and 5 p.m.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
So we could potentially present this on the 1 p.m. thing and be like, well, you're wrong.
I think that's probably a good idea, because that directly contradicts his statement.
So let's go to that statement. Thought to call the police
You
immediately.
agree, Jake? Does that sound good to you?
God, I forgot in the first
yeah.
game. Sorry, in the later games, they combine these all, and so it's usually like 5 statements that you need to press on, but this is
okay,
something
so
a
it's this
lot
one.
more. Yep, so it's this one, and we want to present this probably.
Yes, let's try that. There it is. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
This is trivial! The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question.
Great job,
Yes,
right?
it's all puns, by the way. This
every
whole game
name,
is just
almost every
puns.
name, this whole game is very
This
punny.
game, this game exists for one reason, and it's to pun around.
They pun around and they find out, and I love that about Phoenix, right?
They pun around. I'm sorry. I know we're in the middle, but there's never like a good stopping place in a game like this. I just want to mention, Jody. I just saw on Twitter made like the cutest fan art I have ever seen of us as the characters. I just texted you guys. Did you see that?
It's so cute. Yeah, no, I saw it earlier today.
It is so
And
cute.
by sheer happenstance, I think we've sort of sorted into the characters.
That was just a guess, but like, oh my gosh, everyone looks so cute.
Oh, good. Thank you so much, Inspector Clark. This is adorable.
This is so good. Everyone, we'll reblog it on Twitter. Everyone, go look at it.
I've
'cause it's
already
literally
reblogged
so
it on
cute.
Twitter.
Oh, you already did. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, I'm just kidding.
I just saw it. I'm sorry.
you're
You
good.
guys
You're
run the
good, man.
Twitter.
You're all good.
No.
It made me
Yeah,
smile
we
too.
It's
Yep, we
so
have it up on
cute.
Twitter.
Oh
Go
my
check it
gosh.
out.
I'm so cute. Look at me and my little hand. All right. Okay, all right.
Okay,
we're
sorry.
good.
Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out the contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story starts to fall apart.
Yes. This is why I went to law school. Wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give us your testimony again?
Okay.
The
Oh,
time
is he
of
gonna
discovery.
change something?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but was it 3 hours? But it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. But the blackout!
Blackout! One of my favorite things, sorry, speaking, since we recently paused, one of my favorite things about this game is that because it came out a while ago, it's kind of a period piece in a lot of ways, but for some reason, when this game first came out, they decided to state that it was set in the future. So I think we are currently in the year of our Lord of Phoenix Wright, or something pretty close to it. I think it's set in like 2022 or something along those lines.
Oh my gosh, how beautiful.
I know.
Yes.
It's something pretty close. So it's this weird combo of past and future all crashing together.
The year of the Ace Attorney.
But yeah, it's 2019, something like that. We're really
okay.
close. Long story short.
Aw, that feels very special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Did you read this line?
Oh,
Short?
that's still me. Sorry. I didn't know. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. That is unreliable and speculative. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Unless we find a tape in that TV, I don't believe it. Right.
Yeah, true.
You know what to do.
I do. I've got this one. Okay.
Okay.
So when he mentions the TV, is that when we present our?
Do you want me to go ahead and
blackout
skip to that one?
evidence? Yeah, you can go for it.
Okay. There was a voice. It was probably coming from the television. Let's say this one.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
probably it because
That's
because
what I'm
anything
thinking.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're
have been coming
vague,
from the
but
television.
yeah, this sounds like a possibility. Sure. Yep, we're right.
Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Well...
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? Every time I say his name.
No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite.
I think it's funny that his shimmies get faster and faster.
Wait, I remember now.
Mr. Sawit? The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That and you seem rather distraught. Did his hair literally
Yeah, his hair
jump?
pops up. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Yeah, what kind of bullshit you gonna fling this time, huh? Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it.
Sawit?
There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? That still contradicts the autopsy.
He's also said that he didn't go into the apartment, so he's all over the place.
He's just a mess. Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. What? As the with the clock?
You saw a clock. Bah, well, I guess that would explain it.
Wait, is he saying that a clock was used as the murder weapon?
Yeah, he's saying this is a clock. And that
That's
he
silly.
saw the time on it, so...
He's a very bad testimonier.
He's bad.
He's a
all right.
bad murder boy. Defense may cross-examine
Bad
the
murder
witness.
boy.
Get better at murder.
Get better at
You'll love
murder, Mr. Sawit. What's your deal?
Take a class.
The murder class. Sorry.
Take it.
It's called How to Get Away with Murder. There was a whole show
Oh, yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
you're right. I watched the first season of that.
Hey, me too.
And it was good.
It was pretty
and
good.
It was good. The first season of that show does a pretty good job at telling a story. And I applaud it for that.
Tell a story.
Do you want me to
okay.
skip to where we know the contradiction is, or is there anything you
Yes,
want to press
please.
on? Okay, let's do this.
We're good.
Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim.
No, actually, it's this crazy statue.
Yeah. Yes, we do it here. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? Whoa! You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? It's a clock.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne?
You gonna do anything? As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud.
Whoa.
As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
Are you
I
falsifying
see.
evidence? Or
So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Sorry, I'm putting something away. I'm back.
Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
yeah, no, I mean, he didn't
Nope.
see the time on it.
Wait, did you hit yes or no? I
said yes.
I couldn't tell. Okay, yeah. Your Honor, there's a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly, a contradiction.
Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he
Went into the apartment.
Yeah. Yes. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh, yeah? Prove it. Prove I was there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her.
Whoa.
Jump into
You
a
struck her
conclusion
with-
there, Phoenix.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, right? Whoa. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. It was the sound in you. That was the sound you heard.
Mumble.
Oh, yeah, his hair looks great today. Yeah, wow. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Salt. The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
What's the meaning of this?
That's great. Like, who decided to go with that?
You know, why not? This is all baseless conjecture. It is. I'm in the right here.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face.
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
This is just coming straight out and asking it, Judge.
Wow, okay, all right. That day, I never. Look, I
Bad murder boy.
I heard. No, I mean,
Oh, whoa.
Shut up! I hate you all.
Gosh, you're bad at murder.
It was him, I tell you. It was him. He killed her, and he should burn. Burn! Give him death!
Whoa.
Whoa.
Order in the court, I say.
Okay. Your
Sorry.
Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright,
Your Honor?
your claim that the...
What the fuck is happening to me?
We've had 4 different judges. in this
We
case.
have indeed.
I'm trying to find him. He's all in the same spot, but I'm making nuanced decisions.
You can keep on testing this until you find where you want him to sit.
I mean,
That's
I'm doing
my
the same
goal.
with
I'm
Nick.
just Yeah, we'll discover him as we go. I'm
Yeah.
interested in like an old Southern gentleman. I think that's kind of funny.
That
If
could
you
be
want to
good.
land there,
Yeah.
you can. Yeah.
That, we're playing. We're just having fun. We're experiencing. It's all about the process, not the product. You
Yeah,
know?
it's the journey, not the destination.
But of course.
You claim the sound of the witness heard came from the clock.
I like this.
Do you have any evidence?
Whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply ask the neighbors. No, try sounding the clock. Examine the clock's battery.
Yeah, try sounding it, I think.
Want me to sound it?
Oh.
I don't actually know the answer to this, if I'm
I
being
don't
honest.
know
Have I not been paying
either.
attention?
I'm not sure.
Are the batteries out? I mean, if the neckline didn't do it, you can try sounding the clock. This is what I'm thinking. If it's the clock, okay, it's not ask the neighbors. And if it's the clock's batteries, trying to sound the clock is going to do the same thing. So I say sound the clock.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let's hear the sound. Let's sound the clock now, here in the court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully.
I think it's 8:15.
That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Oh, because it's the thinker. Haha. Okay, all right. Well, he is the thinker after all.
So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Rat?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25. I think I said 8:15, but I just guessed. The sound was off. I mean, the text was off before I could read it.
That's funny. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow.
Oh, yeah, I was close.
Yeah, it was right, yeah. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one.
Damn.
You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like this clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing.
He just became a New Yorker out of nowhere.
You just came from Brooklyn.
I know, he just showed up. Hello, Mr. Sawit.
He took his hair off and he lost
When he
all
gets
his
stressed, he's from Brooklyn. What?
How do you know it wasn't running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, then you don't have a case. Oh, I gave him this lagging. There it goes. Oh, he's right. How am I going to do that? Damn it, I was so close.
Mr. Rat? It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
Oh. Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately.
Oh, wow. We lose.
The end.
Oh,
This,
wait, that it?
this ends the tale. This ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit.
I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens.
Oh my god, that's so funny, Allison. That's awesome. Wait, don't waste that on Sawit. Clearly, we're not going to get him for long. You got to give that to someone awesome later on.
We'll find
That's
the
so
right
good.
character
Shitty
for it.
man.
I feel like the right person will come along because that voice is too damn good.
all right. I'll save it for later.
You can use it now too, but if you bring it back later, it's just not going to be Sawit. It's going to be whoever the other person is.
Yes.
But no, I want a reprise.
Okay, I can definitely do that for whenever we have another appropriate character. You treat me like a criminal! A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. Ugh. I almost had him.
Did you just growl, Nick? Grr.
It is
Grr. I'm Nick.
Nick. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it for now.
Not so fast, Mr. Saw It.
Yeah, Mia. She is
Mia.
also there.
Yeah, I mean, Chief.
Listen up, right? Don't throw this one away. Not like this.
But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that.
Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow, and think through. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason, and you'll have your proof. Right?
Uh-huh.
Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow?
We gotta say yes. Oh, because she was trapped, right?
That's a reason.
I mean, I guess she brought her thinker clock with her from Paris.
It's also, it wouldn't be 3 hours because of Paris, but it could, there's other things that could be going on.
There's
something there.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's something there. We'll figure it out as we go.
I don't know. We could mess with it. Wait! Maybe I can prove it.
You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
I love this guy's voice. Of course. There
Is
is
he straight up Foghorn Leghorn?
I'll do the
I say.
He's a big old chicken.
I say, Mr. Wright.
I
Little
love voicing
things.
games because we just get to go off.
We just get to have fun. Make bold choices and live with it is what I say.
There is a piece of evidence in the court record that what can prove. I know what I'm talking about. I'm the defense lawyer here. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off.
Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
You want me to present the passport?
I guess I have to present the passport. Yeah. Oh, take that. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. It was
Now it's
1
all the way
a.m.
the other way around.
There you go. There you go.
There's Nick. There he is.
Hello, my
That's
friend,
a
my good
lawyer.
smart man.
The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say, Mr. Did It?
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh, there he goes.
Okay.
Goodbye. Not much of a breakdown. He just kind of crumbled.
Order! I say, order! I say.
Okay. All right.
He just like went the fuck down.
Oh my god.
Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty, motherfucker.
Confetti! Woo! We love it. I feel like this for starter case is like, I think you could put 12 to 20 of them together to make every other starter case in the entire series. This is so short.
It's wild how short this is.
Oh my god.
And with that, this court is adjourned.
Amazing.
I'm gonna go drink a glass of brandy.
I'm gonna go drink some whiskey. Bobby whiskey from the farm.
It turns out that Frank Solid was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawat let himself do the dirty work. His dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawat grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find.
That's sad.
It's sad.
That's
Poor
really
Cindy.
sad.
That is sad, yeah. Phew, I can't believe we won!
Right. Good job in there. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you.
Not at all. Not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note.
I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. She's this glad. Imagine how Larry must be feeling.
I love Mia.
I do too.
It's so.
Larry! You're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now?
Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon.
Good. Wait, no, I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed.
But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever.
Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind.
It's his girlfriend, Nick. Have some pity.
Yeah.
Come the fuck on.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
dumped him
Harry.
a while ago.
I know. It's one of those, like, don't get me wrong, Larry was living in kind of a fictional world there, but he
Yes.
still can feel sad that his
Yes.
girlfriend
Both
is
of those
dead.
are true.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations, Harry.
Oh, Harry.
Yes, you! I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent.
Mia. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey, I was the one who got you off the hook.
Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present.
The murder
It's a
weapon?
murder weapon! A present? For me. Oh. Wait, wasn't this evidence that...
Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me.
Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento.
Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And she was just playing me like a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry? Ah!
Larry.
Are you so sure?
Squeeze me?
I think she thought quite a lot of you, in her own way.
Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay.
Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him?
Yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Yeah. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her.
Huh? What about that clock?
This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled.
It's a big-ass heavy statue, so that's, like,
Yeah,
not a
heavy
minor
statue.
inconvenience.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all.
You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will.
Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer.
Really? I am. Thanks!
Hope that made him feel a little better.
Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen. Learn. Grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off?
Yeah, I guess so.
Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's innocent, but...
Yeah! Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him.
Yeah, part of it, at least.
You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks?
Aww.
And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave Mia.
Don't do work for free, Phoenix. Don't let
Yeah.
your friends take advantage of you. Come on.
Yeah, right? Come on. I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep.
Dun, dun, dun.
The end.
Wow.
What a great game, everybody. I had such a great
We had
time.
such a good time.
Powerful, moving, beautiful. And that's only
I'm
the
serious.
first case.
Thank you all
Seriously,
for joining
the
us.
art style straight up looks like DeviantArt.
It does. The art style is weird. I miss the pixels and or the CG that they used later, but it is what it is. We'll make a deal.
I don't know. Hot take. I felt like I heard you guys and also saw chat out being like, it looks so smooth. And like, I don't know. It looks like old DeviantArt.
No, smooth
I
in a
don't
bad
know, it's not
way.
my
They were
favorite.
saying smooth Phoenix can't hurt me, meaning that they
not
don't love
pixelated
it
anymore.
They
Got
don't
it.
like how
Yeah.
smooth he is.
It's just not my favorite thing by any means, but it's okay. Doesn't
Really?
like she right there? She just looks like, I don't know. She looks like a 15-year-old with a drawing kit.
It's the kind of it's the
shading style.
yeah, it's
and
the airbrush shading style on top of the really thick line art without any line weight variance. It's all
Yeah.
like just straight line. Yeah,
I actually don't mind it. I think it
It
is
definitely
ve-
communicates.
I think it's very nostalgic, and I haven't even played this game, but it just feels very
no,
nostalgic.
totally.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely effective, and like the characters were already so expressive and had so many like different little animations that it's totally fine. But knowing what it could be, it's like.
Yeah, it's definitely not offensive by any means. I don't
Yeah.
mean to insult it. It's just like it's not my favorite art style. You know.
For
No,
sure.
I agree. Do you guys want to jump straight into case 2?
Hey,
Well, actually, I think this is a pretty good place maybe to take a quick fiver. Like, if
Yeah,
anybody wants to do a
sure.
break.
I think that's
Just
fair.
like this is literally the most organic break we could possibly imagine.
That is
That is
true.
very
That is a
true.
valid point. All right, then let's take a real quick 5-minute break. Everybody get some water, take a stretch, and we'll be back in just a sec. Hello, all. Welcome back from break. Sorry, it took us a bit longer than expected. Short broke a glass, and then we talked about cauliflower and baby carrots for a little bit, and then we're like, we should go live.
Yeah, Allison, you just sent it to me. Sorry, Allison was telling me about a cauliflower and carrot puree, and I got very excited about it.
It's very good.
And I was very much enjoying their enthusiasm, but as somebody who doesn't like carrots very much, it did not appeal to me. But that's okay, because it's good,
Well, we were
healthy
really-
food, and I think it's beautiful.
We were really bonding over our mutual love of the carrot and how
Yes.
tasty just a raw carrot is.
And I, on the other end of the spectrum, I don't even have an counter argument. I just don't agree, but that's okay.
You're just like, that's fine. Enjoy yourself.
That's fine. I'm happy. I wish I liked them. They're healthy.
And Victor's not wrong. I enjoy baby food, or like my food to be in a form equivalent to baby food. If
You like a mush.
In response to Beam Villamore, I have heard of candied carrots, and I like them less. I don't like how sweet they are. That's what I don't
love
like
candied
about carrots. Like, you guys describe them as candy, and I get that, but that's kind of why I don't like them. I think they're weirdly sweet.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. I like them.
like-
I
it
like them
just
when they're like cooked
surprises
so
you.
much that they turn savory. Because there's like a point where they flip on the spectrum, but when they're so sweet, I don't like them very much.
Well, also, if you just like add salt, like, you know, a raw carrot, you're never going to salt. I feel like that could maybe be a treat you might enjoy.
a salted raw carrot, that sounds terrible.
Are you
And I
thinking
love
about it in like the salted caramel sort of approach? It's like
Yeah. Just a little sprinkle on a really good chocolate chip cookie. You know what I mean? Just that
I'm
little
sorry.
sprinkle
I'm
of
sorry.
salt.
Carrots on the chocolate chip cookie.
No salt on a chocolate chip
Oh,
cookie.
okay. All right. So I was like, I just thought you were putting baby carrots on top of chocolate chip cookies with salt. I was like, what?
I pictured a carrot ribbon on a chocolate
Yeah,
chip
me
cookie.
too. It's like, I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I know a lot of people in chat. I know a lot of people feel this way too. Like, don't like cooked carrots because of like texture reasons and it just being weird. I get that. I understand. Carrots take many textural forms over the course of
Because I'm
pulling them from
I'm
the
like,
ground.
once again on the other end of the spectrum. I don't like them when they're not cooked very much because then they're like a weird crunch in like things that aren't always crunchy. It's like you'll have normal soft food and then like a kirk, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
You're such a texture person.
I am.
It always makes me laugh. Every time you talk about your texture stuff, I'm like, that's so silly. And
know,
so
it's silly.
genuine, but it's
It's really weird because like I don't think I'm like a picky eater, but then I go down the list of things I don't like and I'm like, maybe I am. Maybe I'm a really problematic picky eater. What's this?
I would say you're a very adventurous picky eater. Like, you will eat anything.
Yeah, I
Most
just
things
know
do
the
not.
things that I don't like.
yeah, that's
But I'll always
Yeah,
try
yeah.
something.
yeah, that's
I
completely
think
fair.
I feel like I have no idea what I don't like. I discover it and I'm like, and then I forget about it.
I actually feel that way too.
And then you stumble back into
Yeah,
it
you know?
years later and you're like, oh no, again?
Yeah, because I'm typically not ordering things I don't know I like. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah,
so I
that's
don't
fair.
stumble into the bad.
yeah, I think
Anyway,
I'm probably
anyway,
the same. Yeah.
Do you
I'm
like
trying to think
sea
of anything
urchin?
I don't like.
I love
Me?
sea urchin.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I know
Remember
a lot
the
of
last
people
time
don't
we
like
went
it
out
for texture.
over break, Gina, I got really excited about the sea urchin.
Oh yeah, you did. That is a very valid
Yeah.
point. Okay. Well, that's the end of
that
my
note,
that's the end of
yeah,
my
let's
food
play a
queries.
Completely unrelated to what we're about to do here.
Let's do episode 2. Here we go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
Yes. What if you just hit no? And we just do no, we
do
no
a
save.
Nuzlocke run of Phoenix Wright Ace
Yeah.
Attorney.
Wow. What are we going to do?
I would
Okay.
say the only thing stop this. Okay. The only thing I actively don't like are bread and butter pickles. I'll just say that.
I love a bread and butter pickle. I just
what?
simply love
No.
one.
Dill pickle
I-
supremacy. What are you talking
See, again,
about?
I think they're sweet and weirdly crunchy. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Dill pickles
bread
are
and
great.
butter or dill?
No,
they're
bread
a
and butter.
very childhood thing to me. Gina
Yeah,
knows
you
that our
used to
mother
eat mayonnaise
loves bread and butter
sandwiches with bread and butter pickles.
I would. And you know what? There's still a part of me today that's like, I bet that'd be better than we all give it credit for.
You know what?
I would never do it, but like if you actually think about the flavor profile on that, it'd be like, that's kind of good.
I hate it because of bread and butter pickles more than the mayonnaise. But not that
Yeah,
I want
that's
a
true.
sandwich of mayonnaise, but that's not the immediate problem I have.
The mayonnaise.
I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that too, and I'm like, but I mean, we eat slices of bread with nothing but cheese on them, so
I
it's
know
like,
exactly. You eat bread and butter. Why is it so much grosser?
It's mayonnaise and bread and butter pickles. You did also eat mayonnaise sandwiches with cheese, so you had a diverse palate as a baby.
it's just a grilled cheese with mayonnaise.
No, you got the proportions wrong though.
Yeah, I know. I knew what I liked, Gina. I was so aware.
Okay. Phoenix, right?
Yes. Oh, real quick, short. You and I need to either play rock paper scissors or something to decide who's Maya and who's Miles.
Oh, okay. Could we do a quick chat going for anybody who knows what's going on?
Yeah, chat. Vote for who you want for Miles and who you want for Maya, and we'll go from there.
That's the big undecided thing.
That is indeed the big undecided thing.
I'm seeing a lot of me as Maya. Okay, let's just go
All right,
with it.
let's
I'm
do
Maya
it.
and you're Edgeworth. Let's do it.
All right, done.
Nice. Wow, that is universal.
It's across the board.
I was not expecting that. Wow.
I
Okay,
actually am
let's do
okay
it.
with this because then this puts Gina and I at like opposite each other too. So
Yeah, that's nice. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Hello. This is Maya.
Hey, Maya, it's me.
Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while.
Sorry, I've been so busy. Oops. How have you been?
Well, lonely, and it's all your fault. Nah, I'm just teasing. I've been great. You know, I'm finally getting used to having my own place.
This was also predicted in the illustration. Too,
I
which
I
also
think
love.
illustration
it
really
both
nailed
predicted it, but also determined it, and both of that is
Yeah.
power.
Thank you, Inspector Clark.
It called it shot and then also called its influence, and that's beautiful. That's good to hear. Actually, I'm calling because I have a favor to ask.
I know. You want me to hold evidence for you?
Sharp as always. There's a lot of buzz about the upcoming trial. I just don't feel safe keeping the evidence here.
I gotcha. So, what is it this time?
It's a clock.
Oh.
A clock?
Yeah, it's made to look like that statue, the Thinker, and it tells you the time. I thought you might like it. You always like toys.
Hey, I'm not a little girl anymore, sis.
Now, you know I'm only teasing. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now.
Huh? It's not working? It's lame.
I had to take out the clockwork. Sorry. I put some papers inside instead.
Oh.
Papers? Is that the evidence then? Well, there's a possibility that it might turn out that way, yes.
Oh, sorry, that's me. Sorry, I looked at chat for exactly the wrong time.
That always happens.
I know!
Every time I look at chat, I'm like,
Oh,
it's my
God.
line now.
I probably shouldn't do
Right when
this
I'm
while we're
doing
having a
safe.
conversation.
Yeah, you always have that thought. It's like, maybe I have a second.
Yeah, surely I have a moment. And no. The answer is no. Can you come by the office tonight, say 9, to pick it up? I'll be in the pre-trial meeting until then.
Okay, sis. But I expect dinner. Something good.
Like hamburgers? Yeah.
Like burgers. I could really go for a good burger.
Okay. We'll hit the usual joint.
All right. It's a deal. Okay, sis. See you soon.
Yep. I'll be waiting, Maya.
Ah! That was the loudest beep.
Conversation recorded, September 5, 9:27 a.m.
Ooh, a recorded conversation. September 5 later in the day.
Yep.
Is that right?
8:57.
Okay.
This is right before 9 p.m. Yep. Faye and Co. Law Offices. No, Miss Faye, I'll take what's mine, the papers! Obscured voice, we don't know who this is. I'm sorry, but I can't give you what I don't have. Miss Faye, you are a poor liar. Why, I see it right over there. That must be the thinker that swallowed those papers. How could you know? You're not cogniferous?
Cogniferous?
Oh, you're not cogniferous of my background. Gathering information is my
you?
business, you see. I should have been more careful. My dear Miss Faye, I am so very sorry. But I'm afraid I must ask you for one more thing. Your eternal silence.
Whoa.
Farewell, Miss Faye.
Whoa.
Whoa, what? Whoa, what? Hello?
Hello.
Whoa.
What? Hello?
Red, white,
Red, white,
blue.
Red, white, blue.
I forgot that both of the first cases were Columbo
Yeah.
cases. Yeah.
I was just shocked to see his face.
Me
I
too.
did not think you were gonna see it there.
I had that same thought. I guess it's fine that I voiced him like that.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I guess so. You can change your voice if you want.
Yeah, yeah, I completely forgot because that's not the style the rest of the series has been for the most part.
No, it's the only 2 times it ever does it.
Yeah.
How
Woo.
interesting.
September 5, 9:08 p.m., Faye and Co. Law Offices.
Oh, I'm late. Huh, that's strange. Guess the chief left without me. Oh, right, they're gonna go out for dinner?
Mm-hmm.
She said her sister was coming over, so we should all go out for dinner. What's that smell? Blood? I can't believe she's just dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I presented a bit of a false choice at the beginning when I said he wants to be Nick, Mia, or Maya. One of those
Yeah,
was the
can
wrong
I-
answer.
Gina, when you said that, I literally had a whole flash. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, Mia.
I just did that for Allison.
What are you talking about? No, I know. I figured it out like 2 seconds in, but I think you heard me like go silent for a second because
Yeah.
I was about to be like, well, why would we make it
I
that?
know.
What?
Yeah. Sorry, kiddo.
Farewell.
Oh no! Examine.
Yeah, go check it out.
This
Oh,
examine
no,
is like look around the.
Gina's dead! No, I mean, our boss is dead. I smell blood, and that can't be good. I have to check and see if Mia, the chief's okay.
Okay, so we're gonna actually move. Here we go.
Okay, move. Okay, into the office. That smell. Blood. Oh, someone is sobbing.
Oh, that's me. Well, I'm sorry. Sis.
Someone's there. Oh. Chief? Chief? Chief! Oh no. I didn't know that we
I
were going
love
to be
her.
solving the murder of our boss.
Also, this is a really
Yeah.
ghastly. Mia in the background is surprisingly spooky.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Holy
horrific.
crap.
Oh no. Who are you?
I love her. I forgot. She's so cute.
Strange girl dropped out cold. I left her lying on the sofa. Office sofa. Fucking missing words here. I went back to the chief where she lay under the window. Her body was still warm. I could feel it when I held her shoulder. Then, all too quickly, it began to fade. until finally she was cold. Oh, she died right there. Oh no!
Yeah.
Chief.
Yeah, you should call the
Examine
police.
him.
I agree with you in chat. Here we are,
Oh,
though.
yeah, right?
Yep.
Call the police. That is what we should do, but we should check things. Yeah. It's encrusted with dried blood. How ironic that this became a murder weapon. Again. Okay. Chief. It's hard seeing her like this, but if there are any clues here, since she was struck on the head with a blunt object, she probably died instantly. Well, she was, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, her being warm could just mean that she died incredibly close to
Very-
when we walked in. Yeah.
Yeah, moments
that's
ago.
true. That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
like-
timing of it was that it was very recent.
Exactly.
Yeah. The thinker lying next to her must have been the murder weapon. Thinker has been added to the court record.
This damn statue.
I know. I
Stupid- yeah.
think it's 8:57.
Worse.
Great, thanks.
There are some glass shards near the chief's body. Must be a piece of glass. Must be a piece of the glass light. Must be a piece of the glass light stand lying broken in the back of the room. Okay, glass shards.
Broken remains of the glass light stand broken beyond all recognition.
Nothing else that seems like a clue here. A piece of paper. It must have fallen from Mia's hand. What could it be?
What could it be?
Oh,
It says.
a word is written in blood on this scrap of paper.
It can't be a mystery game unless there's a name written in blood somewhere around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta appear once.
Yep.
Maya? Did Mia write this? This piece of paper is a receipt from a department store, dated yesterday. Okay, interesting.
The department store receipt with letters written in blood.
Dio.
No, it says Leon.
What an amazing trope that persists throughout
I
all
know.
of these games.
It's
Such a
everywhere.
specific one.
Oh god.
11037.
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry, it couldn't possibly say Leon.
God. I think that's enough snooping around for now. I'd better call the police. Now that you have tampered with all of the evidence. And find out what that girl was doing here.
This is always it's always incredibly dubious what Phoenix actually or any of the lawyers actually have on their person. They'll collect evidence, I'm doing air quotes, but like not necessarily disturb the crime scene, but then be able to examine and present the evidence later. So it's always this weird Schrodinger's cat, like, do you have it or not kind of place. And you just have to
put it in his brain.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but also later he'll be able to take it out of his brain and be like, here, the glass shards that everyone knows about.
You just kind of gotta take it as they do it.
It's the one thing where it's like they're just like, you know, come along, play with us. It's fine.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else? Okay. Some shards of glass are scattered on the floor. They seem to be the remains of a glass light stand.
Okay. So done that.
Okay. There's like a plant.
That's not a thing. That is
there's a chair. There's a window. There's a large building right across from the office. The Gatewater Hotel. A nice, luxurious place.
Okay. That's examined.
Ha 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 ha. Gatewater, Watergate. Ha ha. Okay. Sorry. I just needed to. Just this game and this game.
I'm gonna see if it lets me move to the outer office. Yes, it does. There we go.
Okay. Oh, that girl just now. Where'd she go? I put her right there on that sofa. Oh, I hope she didn't run on me. Oh, like that? Excuse me, but, who are you? It's okay. I work here.
Maya Fey.
Maya Fey? Maya? So Mia was writing this girl's name. Maybe I should show her the receipt? I never thought there'd be a use for the evidence like this outside the courtroom.
Yep. Here you go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Look,
Let's
it's
show it to
your
her.
sister's blood. Enjoy.
With your name written on it. Before Mia died, she wrote a message with her own blood. She wrote it on the back of this receipt.
That's my name. Why would she write my name?
Please, just calm down.
Why would sis write my name?
Oh, now I've done it. I'd better hurry up and call the police.
That probably should have been your first thought, buddy, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
right.
This is where we are.
Yeah.
What happened? Yeah, she seems to be in shock. I don't want to disturb her, but I have to know. Excuse me? Can you, tell me what happened?
Came in. The room was dark. And sis.
So she was already dead.
You're the chief.
Okay, you and the chief? So, you're the chief's...
Sister. I'm her younger sister.
And you were here visiting? This late at night?
Yeah. She said she wanted me to keep some evidence for her.
Evidence?
Yes. It was that clock. It was the thinker.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find a phone. First, okay.
Oh, right there. I guess move?
Yep. I don't see
Or
a phone here, so I'll go
death?
back into the office.
Okay.
Let's go. Yep, there's a phone.
One right there. Examine, and then, yeah, I guess. Right! I better call the police. Oh, that's funny. A few of the screws on the receiver are missing. Looks like someone was halfway through taking it apart.
Police! Please come. Wait, no. Police, please come quick. Or is that the police?
Sure.
Who's saying
Please,
we're
come
fine?
Someone-
Somebody, please come quick.
What was? Yeah. What was that? Someone screaming from outside the window.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
figured.
there it is. Oh, she's staring right at me. She's holding a phone in her hand.
Well, unfortunate.
That's
I
not
can
good.
go to the. She already called the police. What are we gonna do now?
Okay.
Okay, better not use it. Anything else you can examine in here, like the computer or the books or anything?
Maybe. I mean, I could potentially, click on these stuff, or I could go back to the other room and make sure that.
Back to the other room real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Here we go.
Oh.
Wee, 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 wee.
That was very good. Wee.
Thank you.
Oh, the police! Sounds like they're coming this way.
Freeze, police! That's who I thought it was.
I do think this should be Allison doing the New Yorker.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's who this should be.
This is who. Yes, honestly, that is a
Boy.
good use of the voice.
Yes, this is what the New Yorker was built for.
Yes.
All right,
Allison, I just gave you a treat.
You did. Thank you very, very much. Everybody, strap in, I guess.
This is
Let's do
Allison.
it.
This is a good ass character. You're gonna have a great time.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for you.
All right, I'm Detective Dick Gumshoe, see? Gumshoe? Oh, what an odd name. We received a report from the building across the way, see? Got a person saying they saw a murder. Oh, it must have been that woman I saw. Anyway, I don't want either of you looking 1 inch, okay? Ah, great. Just great. Maya, wait, she wouldn't have... Nah. Whoa! Excuse me.
Short, this is you.
Just an eek.
I did. Eek.
Oh, sorry. I think Discord was like, no.
Oh, I did it.
Discord
Eek.
people-
Yo, eek. Eek, baby, yeah.
This word Maya here mean anything to you?
That's my name.
What? The victim drew this here in her own blood, you see? With her dying breath, she wrote down the killer's name.
Killer? No, I'm not.
Case closed. You're coming down to the precinct, ma'am.
He's interrupting on his own, by the way. It's not like I'm clicking through. He's just he's just enthusiastic.
That's just a thing he does.
Yep.
He does that a lot.
Yep.
Ready.
What?
Bye, Maya.
Bye.
Good luck.
I'm sorry you're the killer. Farewell.
Yep.
Mia's younger sister, Maya, was arrested on the spot. I was taken in for questioning and didn't get out until the next morning. My eyes were heavy, but I couldn't sleep. I sat around waiting for visiting hours to begin at the detention center. I had to talk to Maya as soon as possible. Get me out on bail? Oh, I guess he's not under arrest or anything, so.
Yeah, he's fine. They just found that piece of paper and were like, clearly she's the killer.
Great.
Yeah.
Clearly. Wow, they have poor Maya locked up like a criminal. Oh.
Short?
Did you say it? I don't know
Is
if
it?
it peeked out again or
I
not.
am saying it. Is it cutting out?
We
guess
just
it- I
can't
guess
hear
it's
you.
just
I think maybe
cutting
you're
you.
saying it too softly.
Oh, I feel like I'm projecting. Maybe I'm hitting the exact frequency.
It may be. It may be the Discord's
yeah.
just like, I refuse, which is rude, Discord.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It might be that like high voice. Okay. Oh. It's you, the lawyer. Good morning.
Good morning. She looks so tired.
Are you gonna be my attorney?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
It's up to you. Of course I will. Sorry, not a chance.
It's up to you.
It's up to you. Yeah.
I'd better give it to her straight. It's up to you.
To me?
Yes, I don't think this is something I should decide. After all, you're the one in trouble here.
They're never gonna believe me, are they? Even you, when you found me in the office, you looked at me like I had done it.
Did I look at her like that? No, I never thought.
It's okay. I understand. And I've also heard about you.
Heard what about me?
I was talking to my sister on the phone the other day.
Today was my junior partner's first time in court.
Wow, really? How'd that go?
It was quite the scene. Honestly, I was on the edge. I was on edge the whole time. It's been a while.
So he crashed and burned?
He's a genius. One of those strike fear into the hearts of evil types. The only thing he's lacking is experience.
Huh. Sounds like it was fun. Well, I know who to go to if I ever get into trouble now.
I don't know, Maya. I think you might want to wait. Give him 3 more years. That is, unless you want to be found guilty.
Rude.
Wow. Damn.
Damn, Chief.
Oh, that's what she said. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you.
No, it's okay. It's true, I guess. But at the same time, I just can't sit by and watch. When I think of the person who did this to Mia, you're Maya. Oh, shit.
I know.
All right. Maya.
Yep. There's something I've been wanting to ask you.
Yes?
What's with that outfit?
Oh, this? This is what all the acolytes wear. It's my uniform, you could say.
Acolytes? Like people in religious training? What is it that you do?
Oh, it's nothing strange, really. I'm a spirit medium. In training.
A spirit medium? I'm pretty sure that qualifies as strange.
Spirit mediums.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're an acolyte, or a medium in training.
That's right. The Fae family, especially the women, have always been very sensitive to the spirit world.
Oh, wait a second. You said the Fae family? So Mia was into this stuff too?
Of course. She left the mountain to follow her career, she said. Her powers were first class, too.
Oh, we're just... Oh. I had no idea. Wait!
What?
So, you're a real, honest-to-goodness spirit medium with ESP and all that?
Yes. In training.
Well, can't you contact Maya's, can't you contact Mia's spirit then? We could just ask her who killed her.
I'm sorry. I'm still in training. I couldn't do something on that level.
I thought it would be too easy.
The day of the crime.
Yeah. Could you tell me about the day of the murder?
Yes. Let's see. That morning I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial.
Evidence?
Yes. That clock shape, like the thinker.
The one Larry made. How could that have been evidence in a case?
Right. She said something about that. Oh, I remember. Do you want to hear it in her own voice?
Her own voice?
Yes. I'm pretty sure our conversation is on my cell phone.
Oh, you recorded it!
I forgot how to delete those things.
Your cell phone.
Oh, your cell phone. Yeah. So you say you have a conversation with your sister on your cell phone? Oh, let's hear it.
Right. Oh. I just remembered the detective took my cell phone. Sorry.
Oh, right. Of course. Next time I see Detective Gumshoe, I'll ask him for it.
I'll write you a note so you don't forget, okay?
Sure, thanks.
A conversation I had with my sister is recorded on my cell phone, says Maya's memo.
Okay, perfect.
I love how Maya's like, yeah, no big deal, I'm a spirit medium, it's fine.
It's just like, yeah, that's what I do.
And Phoenix is like,
That's
could
my
that
thing.
be useful? And Maya says, no, cannot be useful.
It's just a character quirk. Will not relate to the mechanics in this game.
Of course not, never. Not at all. There's no magic in this world.
Huh? Something the matter?
I was wondering, could I ask you a favor? This is the address of a famous lawyer. My sister gave me this a long time ago. She said if I was ever in trouble, I should call him. Whoa, sorry.
You good?
Hello?
Hello?
Drop there?
Oh gosh. Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, we can hear you. Hi.
Is everyone back? Is everything okay?
We could hear you the
Yeah.
whole time.
Oh, you could. Sorry, it just it totally stuttered all on my computer. Sorry about that.
Not a
I
problem.
had one of those earlier too, and I think it was just me as well. So
Okay, weird. Okay.
no worries.
And, well, I'm in trouble. Do you think you could go and ask him to represent me? Ow.
Damn. But okay, she's asking us nicely. I feel like
yeah, we should do that.
No, I will represent you, or no one will represent you.
After we just said it should be your choice.
I know.
Sure. Why not? I'll go ask.
Thank you so much. I have no one else to turn to.
Say, what about your parents? I see. Don't worry. Leave it to me.
Thank you. The trial is tomorrow at 10.
What? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. That's so quick.
What if this guy refuses?
Law in this world is so crazy. It's like we will have the case the day after the murder, and it has to be resolved in 3 days, or else we burn the city to the ground.
This justice system does not sleep.
Ever.
No investigation. We die like adults.
Oh, God. What if this guy refuses?
They told me that if I don't find one, the state will pick an attorney to defend me.
When will that happen?
They're giving it me until 4 this afternoon.
All right. Visiting hours are almost up. I'd better hurry.
Just so fast that this
Yeah.
whole process,
Right.
it does not leave her a lot of options.
No, and again, I'm only half joking about the investigation thing. Even the detectives on the prosecution side, they're like, I hope we find this today, because that's it.
That's it if we don't,
God,
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's why I was like, whenever we were in there, I was like, oh, we gotta investigate shit. I guess ask her about the day of the crime? Or no? Did we leave? Are we on a timer? I don't know.
We're not on a timer. Yeah, here we go.
Could you tell me about the day of the murder? Sorry. I know it must be hard.
No, it's okay. All I've been doing the last few hours is talking about it. I've kind of gotten used to it. Let's see. That morning, I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial.
That's the thinker clock that Larry made. Practically qualifies as a serial murderer by now. So then, when did you arrive at the office?
It was right around 9. The lights were off and I could smell blood. And I found her. My sister.
Thanks, Maya. That's all I need to hear for now.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, let's see if we can find somebody to represent this woman.
Yes. All right.
Grossberg!
Grossberg.
Great painting, Grossberg.
Great.
Is that... Okay, Betson, is that a puma? A lion? A dog?
Oh, it could be.
What's
I
he
literally
petting?
Those
can't.
things.
It could be a sheep. I literally don't know.
At first, I thought that maybe it was
What is that?
big game that he shot, but now I think it might be a dog.
He looks like he's fond of it. He's like petting a sleeping something or another. Maybe a badger? It looks very badger-like to me.
It's got little
Potentially.
ears kind of flopped over a little bit.
Yeah.
Though. It kind of evokes dog.
And it's got the little, dark lines underneath its eyes, though, that make it look like a badger to me. but
Yeah,
it's
I
probably
can see
not a
that.
badger. I think we can rule that one out.
It's clearly a Funiyar.
What's that? We didn't see that scene in 999, so I know nothing about it.
I don't know what that is.
Couldn't possibly know what that is. Oh, okay.
According to the receptionist, the big boss is out. She couldn't say when he'd be back. It must be hard to keep track of everything when you're a famous lawyer. Not to mention run an office like this. I guess I'll just have to come back later.
Okay, that's inconvenient.
Examine.
There's nowhere else. I guess we could go to our offices then.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Charlie!
Okay, we'll check out here. The office is filled with police officers. They're all busily searching for clues.
I think that's Gumshoe.
Oh, hey, you there. This is a crime scene, pal. No trespassing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Don't I know you from somewhere? Wait, you're that... Oh, wait, what? Oh, wait, you're that Butts guy, aren't you? No, Phoenix Wright. How could anyone mistake me for Larry? Guess I got the wrong name, Mr. Wright. Sorry about that. That Butts guy, he was a killer. And you're no killer, right? He was proven innocent. Right. And you were...
Detective Gumshoe.
Detective Suede Shoes.
Detective Suede Shoes is very good.
Detective Gumshoe.
I feel like we should get it wrong. I feel like that would give good dialogue.
I'm
Darn.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'd already clicked it before.
I think we got it wrong.
Yeah, there was a delay there. I'd already clicked it a bit ago. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, no worries. Gumshoe? Wasn't it? Dick Gumshoe? Right. At your service. Hang on. That's Detective Gumshoe to you, pal. Anyway, get the name right. Don't go calling me Dick.
Hey, Dick, get over here.
Yes, sir. Be right there. You're her lawyer, right, pal? If you got business here, you better do it quick. Phew. He thinks I'm Maya's lawyer.
I need this.
Oh yeah, give that to him. I was wondering, did you see Maya Faye's cell phone? Oh, that I have it. Do you think you could give it back? Sure. I mean, wait a second, pal. Tricky lawyer. Oh, he's on to me.
Tell him straight. Tell him not so
Tell him
straight. Tell him
Tell him
straight.
Sure. Well, I like how Nick was like, no, idiot.
Nick's like, shut up, voice in my head. You're wrong.
All right, I guess we gotta lie to him. If I tell him why I want it, there's no way he'll give it to me. Something the matter? Oh, no. It's just, detective. Nope. I know nothing, pal. That cell phone has a lot of numbers on it. Like her boyfriend's? A cell phone holds all a little girl's secrets and the sweetest and spiciest secrets. You're trying to confuse me. Sorry, pal. I already checked all the numbers in the memory. Impressive. You're quite the detective. Uh-huh. Oh, here, you can have the phone back. There weren't any suspicious call records in there after all. Seems he didn't notice the recorded conversation.
Such a bad detective.
He's
Oh my
terrible.
God.
He's
Terrible.
He just
just
gave
dreadful.
away key evidence.
Wow.
Admittedly,
buddy.
again, with the one-day turnaround, like, they must be all exhausted at all times.
Yeah.
True.
But also, he's a special kind of bad, and I love him for that.
Okay, we got Maya's cell phone. Do we want to talk to
Yeah, we can talk to Gumshoe. What's up, Mia?
Mia? About Miss Faye. Did you do an autopsy? You want to know the results, eh? Now don't go looking at me like that, pal. It's no use. She might have been your boss, but that doesn't mean you get any special treatment. All right. You can see the report, but that's all.
Love you, Gumshoe. What
Wow,
a pleasure.
okay.
Thank you.
He's giving us everything we
He's
need.
just a
Thanks, kiddo.
hot mess, huh?
Yeah, he is. But he's an adorable little hot mess.
He is. He's a great little resource. He sure is.
About Maya. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the trial. Sorry, pal, but this is one trial you aren't going to win.
You know, he and Adachi are the exact same trope, except one murders and one doesn't.
Yes.
You know?
They definitely have landed, because of their attitudes, they've landed in very different realms. Gumshoe's
Yes,
positivity
but-
kept him from murdering, and I appreciate that about him.
Yeah, but they fill the
Adachi's
same
was a
trope.
hunt.
Yeah,
Like-
they're different sides of different coins.
Yeah.
I guess so. I feel like that is Adachi. He just also murders. You know, like
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But only because of resentment. Resentment and frustration, and also a dose of sexism.
yeah, a dose, a hefty
A
dose.
hefty dose of sexism.
Can I sing bitches and whores in a New York accent?
Oh my god.
Gong, 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 gong.
You followed me here. That's amazing. You actually followed me down in this pit of despair.
Oh my god. I have a whole new idea for how we revise this show.
You've
Set it
done
in
it.
New
You've
York
brought it
in the
back.
1940s.
No one will ever know. They won't recognize it.
Oh, that was such a fucking treat. Wow, thank you.
God, thank you, Allison.
You're welcome. I have that song practically memorized. That's like, that one is, it's so, I don't know. It's just so good. It just like sticks in your head.
It's so funny because it's the second song we ever wrote.
Yeah, dude,
and it
it's
never
so-
changed.
No, we never touched it. And like, I always felt like I should touch it because it just kind of does stuff.
It just
don't
rambles.
know.
It wanders. It doesn't, because we wrote it back in the day when I had absolutely no understanding of how a song was structured. So I'm just like, these are rhymes. Make a song out of it.
I get it. I found that tritone and just got so excited. It was just like, that's all that matters now.
Oh my god.
It's a classic.
A
It's
delight. A delight. God.
Okay.
Okay, wow, I gotta switch
That-
back real hard.
That was
Wow.
cathartic.
You
That
just
felt cathartic.
you just pump so much joy into my heart, just directly like adrenaline, just like
So glad.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Like
funny.
crying. Oh my god, thank you for the request chat. Why? Oh god, I can't.
Now talk to yourself.
Yeah, now I gotta go back to having this conversation with myself. Okay. Why do you say that? The city's put Prosecutor Edgeworth on the prosecution.
Edgeworth. Doom, doom, doom.
Doo-doo-doo. My rival that I don't have yet.
You could hear like 50 echoes of like choo choo choo.
Yeah. Do-do-do-do-do. I'm sure you know by now what that means, you being a lawyer and all. I guess I've asked all the questions I need.
You heard
Well done, pal.
Wright's heart go doki doki. It was a beautiful moment.
yes, sorry. Yes, thank you. I'll be heading out now. Oh, wait. One more thing I wanted to mention to you. I don't suppose you're planning on talking to that witness. Anyway, you better not. No influencing the witness with your loyally ways, pal.
Loyally way.
Loyally ways.
Loyally.
You're
That's
such
a,
a
great word.
loyal pal.
I'm having fun.
Yeah, I'm glad.
The witness? Yeah, Miss April May. Oh God, Mike. I'm sorry about this, but I can't tell you anything about her. Well, you just told me her name, Miss May, huh? So you've sent her home already, then? You're trying your loyalty tricks on me now. She's not to go outside her room until the trial.
This is the best one-man play I've ever seen.
This
I'm having
is a
such
delight.
good
I'm
time.
having a great time. Yeah.
It's so good. I keep imagining you in a black box, like running back and forth between the characters and wearing a costume that's split down the middle. One side is a suit, one side is a trench coat.
You've got the pencil behind your ear on one side and the spiky hair on the other. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
exactly. And you keep like running back and forth, being like, "Yeah, pal," and then she's like, "Oh my god," and you're like, "Yeah." See now.
Or I'm
Brooklyn.
just like Two-Face, where I'm just split down the middle.
That's
and I
what he
just-
said. Yeah,
the
exactly.
audience.
Like,
Yeah,
or
that's
like
what
the
you mean?
dean in
Okay.
Community.
Yeah. When he wears the dress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. I literally was watching Community right before stream. That
Really?
was what I was
Oh,
doing.
wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've been going back through it for like maybe the 18th time. I go back through that show all the time.
I've been there.
show.
I definitely understand that.
It
My-
scratches just the right itch, you know?
It's got that humor just hits.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. My equivalent of that is Parks and Recreation. That's the
Yes,
one I
I'm
go
also
back and-
here. Or my prime one is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's what I've done like 17
yeah. I
billion
know you guys
times.
like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I love
Oh.
Parks and Rec though.
Oh, that's one of my favorite comedy shows of all time. I love
Allison,
it so
have
much.
you ever done Superstore? Have we talked about this?
I have not done Superstore. I'm not sure if we talked about this. I don't recall.
Just very quickly, Superstore is a damn delight. It's one I watched completely ironically, and Gina knows this.
Yeah, you
and
did
then
it
I
at
ended
my
up walking-
apartment. Like, I left
was
one
at
day and you
your
came back and you were like, I've somehow watched 10 episodes of Superstore in the past 4 hours.
Yeah, and I was like kind of mocking it, but still clearly enjoying the hell out of it. And every moment of that show just hits just right. I'm a huge advocate for it, and it feels like one that not a lot of people have watched, but it is like, it feels just like Parks and Rec and everything else, but its own little flair. I highly recommend.
Oh, very good to know. Yeah, I never really had like much of a, I don't know, it never really interests me, but I can see the potential parallels to Parks and Rec of it being like very sort of self-aware of its reference material that it's drawing from. I don't know if that's the case or not.
No, it's a very interesting one because it didn't appeal to me at all either. And then when falling down the rabbit hole, I'm like, God, these characters are exciting. Anyway, we don't have to linger on it, but just I think you would really enjoy yourself if you fell down that well at some point.
Very good to know. Thank you.
Yes.
I second that. It's a good time. Anyway, yeah, let's keep going.
Okay. So, she's still in the hotel across the way. I guess I should know better than to try and get a detective to leak information. You got that right, pal. Time to pay a visit to Miss May.
We have Mia, Maya, and May. You gotta love it.
Edgeworth. Edgeworth. Prosecutor Edgeworth. That's right, pal. Mr. Miles Edgeworth himself.
Like every time they say his name, there's lightning.
No, dun.
Wait, you do know him, don't you?
Of course I do.
Of course I do.
Not.
Yeah. Of course I do. I know him. He's a feared prosecutor. He doesn't feel pain. He doesn't feel remorse.
This is silly.
He won't stop until he gets his guilty verdict. Oh, don't talk about him that way. You make him barely sound human. Still, I'm afraid this petty case this pretty much decides the case. So, Edgeworth is on this one. He hasn't lost a case since he became prosecutor at the incredibly young age of 20.
That's
Of course,
No.
there are, yeah, that is actually pretty crazy. Of course, there are rumors of back alley deals and forged evidence. All I know for sure is that Edgeworth hates crime with almost abnormal passion. I never imagined I'd be facing him so soon. I like that Gumshoes is just staring at us like, okay, buddy.
I know.
Okay, pal.
Nick's having a crisis. He's like, you can leave now, pal. Like, I don't know what
Nick
you're
is
still doing
literally
here.
always having a crisis at all times.
That is a true statement about Nick. Okay, want to go
anything else
to
here?
talk to it with Miss May?
Yeah, let's go to the Gatewater Hotel. Oh boy, and it's centered around like a tape recording too.
Yes, of
It's-
course.
Of course. Oh, there's already something interesting I want to.
Meow meow. Look at her do her little. It's
Meow
meow.
voice.
Well, hello there, handsome.
Oh, thank you, Gina.
Uh-huh.
Thank you so much.
I haven't talked in a while.
Hi. Smooth, right? Real smooth.
You're the lawyer, aren't you? Maybe I'll make her a little bit New Yorker too, if we're going that direction. You're the lawyer, aren't you? The detective
Yeah.
told me. He said, "Don't say nothing to that lawyer, pal."
Oh, I like it.
I like it a lot.
Memo to self. Thank Detective Gumshoe for making my job harder.
Gee, this is all like something out of the movie. It's all so exciting, I can hardly contain myself. Oh, let me go freshen up so I can look the part of a beautiful eyewitness.
I pity the lawyer that has to cross-examine this one. I guess examine. However, yeah, there's a screwdriver stuck in this drawer. I wonder what's inside. Let's take a look.
Hey! What are you doing? No touching!
Oh my gosh.
Oh, bad boy!
Oh.
You really shouldn't pry around other people's rooms now. You
I didn't
wouldn't
like that
want to
her eyes
make
did
me
that.
upset,
No.
would ya?
I didn't like any of it.
Upset? I thought she was going to explode for a second there. I wonder what could be inside that drawer.
Hey, what did you witness, Miss
What you witnessed? Do you think you could tell me something? I need you to describe what you observed at the time of the incident.
Oh, observe? Incident? You sound just like a lawyer from the movies. I like a man with a big vocabulary.
Better not encourage her.
This voice is literally perfect, Gina.
Thank
it
you.
fits so well.
Very good.
it's very like Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn, but just a little more like sophisticated. I'm very into it.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm having fun. Oh no.
Oh no! What did you see when it happened? I don't suppose you could tell me about it, pretty please.
What a funny little
Let
lawyer
me
being like,
see.
pretty please.
Well, dream on. If you want to know, you just have to come to the court tomorrow, Mr. Lawyer.
Oh boy.
Miss May,
What's
your deal?
May. Could you just who exactly are you?
Oh, Mr. Lawyer, are you hitting on me?
No. Hey, I'm just doing my job here.
Oh, you know, you're cute when you blush.
Believe me, this is the first time in my life I've blushed this much.
I think that's a lie, Nick.
Yeah, right. Right. Can you just tell me what it is you do?
Well, no. You have your little hopes up, didn't you?
Oh boy.
This room.
This room. I see there are 2 glasses on the table. Is someone staying here with you?
Oh, what an amazing powers of observation! You must be one of those famous detectives like on television.
Oh, no, not me. I'm just a lawyer.
Say, Mr. Big Detective, why Why don't you go look for clues in the garbage?
Thank you for saying that line
Miss
like
May doesn't like noisy little lawyers.
Oh boy.
And that's the end of the things we can talk about.
Oh,
Great.
great
That's it.
conversation.
What a
Awesome.
fantastic conversation.
What a great character. The late summer sunlight streams through the window. There's the Fay and Company Law Offices building, of course. You can see the inside of the room pretty clearly from here. I think it would be a little difficult to recognize a face from this distance, though. Oh, good to know. That
Nope, I thought I was clicking on the wine, but I was
I
not.
thought so too. I guess that's not clickable. Flowers are fake, as expected.
Oh, I love.
I know
little things like that.
sunflowers and tulips, but that's about the extent of my floral knowledge. Okay, well, I guess we can't click on that screwdriver that's in there, I suppose.
Let's see if I can click on this picture. Yeah.
Ah, a still scene painting. Wait, should that be still life? Whatever. One of those is hanging on the wall.
I'm like 90% sure he went to art school, so no, or it was I don't remember whether it was art or acting. He did one of them.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that's not it. That wasn't a joke from earlier. He's either went to art
Oh.
school or an acting school, but I don't remember which it is.
I literally did not remember that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That's why whenever he says stuff like
That's
that,
so
I'm like,
funny.
Nick, come on.
You went to art school.
That is so funny. I thought it was
Wow.
a bit.
No,
That's
no,
hysterical.
that's a real fact about Nicholas Wright.
Oh, what's inside, I wonder?
Or maybe that was a I don't know.
Yeah, I
Hard to
guess so.
tell.
Him.
All right.
Well, maybe later.
Is that all the things that I can click on? Can I click on
on the
these?
bed or the table, or
The table.
a bottle and 2 glasses are on the table. Somebody must be staying with her. Okay.
Yeah, bed now. Let's see.
Bed? A simple bed. It's been recently made. Nothing eye-catching here. Nothing eye-catching here.
Okay. I don't think there's anything else for me to do here right now. So I might go see if Grossberg is back.
Sure. Yeah, let's go back
Yep.
there.
Oh no, he's still out.
So, okay, he's still out. Shit.
Well, maybe I should just wait here for him to come back.
Oh, well, maybe I should just
I guess
wait
so.
here for him to come back. Yeah, I guess so.
There it is.
Ahem.
Oh. If that wasn't the most over-the-top clearing of the throat I've ever heard. Oh.
So you're the one they've been saying looking for me.
Yes, that's me. He looks even grander than I imagined.
That badge on your collar.
I can't make him the judge.
I know, I was about to say the same thing.
Don't-
I'm like, this is a judge in a different
Don't let
hat.
me make him the judge.
I guess.
Where'd you, is he low or is he high? Give
I
me.
think he's low,
Can you do-
but unfortunately that does conflict with the judge.
Can you do low nasally? Is that a thing you can do?
Yeah. Yes. So you're a lawyer, are you now?
I like that. All right, yeah. Yes. Well,
I'll find it. We'll refine it.
Yeah, we'll work on it. Yes.
And what do you want? I'm not particularly busy these days. Please, proceed.
Not busy? Then how come no one could get in touch with you?
Is something the matter? You came to see the one and only Marvin Grossberg, did you not? Well, here I am, boy. What do you want? Out with it!
Well, sir, actually, it's about Maya. Maya Fey.
Yes, Maya Fey. Go on.
Why the strange reaction?
Cha-cha. I'm really quite busy here, son. I can't go talking about cases on a day's notice. No, it's quite impossible.
Wait a second. How do you know the trial was tomorrow?
Anyway, I'm afraid it's entirely impossible for me to represent her. Sorry, end of discussion.
What's going on? He refused me before I even got the chance to ask him. Whoa, what do I tell Maya?
You know what you tell her, Nick.
I will represent you.
How can you just refuse like that? Please, tell me why you won't take the case.
Well, you see, it's just I'm busy. You see.
I would say if Nick wasn't chronically not getting paid for his work, it would be so incredibly sketchy to say, "Hey, Mr. Lawyer, can you go hire this other lawyer?" and have him come back an hour later. "Other lawyer doesn't want you. You're gonna pay me instead." It's like, okay.
True. That's very true. But the client is Mia Fey's sister. Mia trusted you. She knew her sister would be in good hands.
Yes, of course, I know that. However, I'm sorry, but I must refuse. Sorry, goodbye.
Creep. Fine. I don't have time to argue with you anyway. I'll go look elsewhere.
Think not.
Huh? Did you say something?
I think not, I said.
What do you mean?
I'm terribly, terribly sorry. But I'm afraid that no lawyer worth their salt will take on this particular case. Terribly sorry, my boy.
Well, why?
I cannot say.
What the fuck?
I beg your pardon, but could you leave now? I've nothing more to discuss with you.
What's going on here? False. We have 2 more things to discuss with you.
Exactly. It's like, sorry, buddy, we're not leaving. You need to answer these 2 things.
How did you know Mia Fey?
She worked here a long time ago. Quite the apprentice, that one.
Oh.
Learned my techniques in the blink of an eye. She left one day quite suddenly. And she had a mission, you see.
A mission?
Yes, you could see it in her eyes. She followed it with a burning passion. Never looked back, that one.
That painting.
Okay.
Is it a badger?
That's quite the painting.
You noticed. It's my pride and joy. Impressive, isn't it? Well, isn't it? The color of the sky, the hue of the sea, the weave of the straw hat.
Okay.
It's worth at least 3 million. I had no intention on parting with it, of course.
I painted it in art school. Actually, I'm the artist, sir.
It's like, finally, I never thought I'd see it with my own eyes again.
How beautiful.
Oh, did I tell you that my parents, when they were cleaning out some of my old art from college, I had it was my first oil painting. And I'm like, honestly, my favorite oil painting that I've ever
This is the
made.
maroon one, the one in
The
shades of
maroon
red.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Ooh.
it's such like an art school project too. It was like, we're gonna do oil paintings, and you have to pick one color, and that's gonna be your entire like palette, and we're gonna do a still life based around it. And I loved it. It was so much fun. It was great. I loved the piece, and it was moody and fun, and it was a great way to learn oil painting. And I honestly really enjoyed it. And my parents, while they were cleaning out my shit, donated it to the Salvation Army. So
Oh my god, that really is the kick in the teeth.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, it's really disappointing.
I'm so sorry.
On
I
multiple
think we
levels.
talked about that because I asked you about it a while ago. I was like, what happened to that painting?
yeah.
It was so good. And you're like, Yeah, about that.
About that.
Which it was. I loved that painting. I remember. I remember it quite
you.
fondly.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I also remembered it quite fondly, but I guess in my parents' defense, they got it mixed up with another painting, and they're like, "Oh, but we thought it was this one," and they had like pulled that one out. We're like, "We saved it for you." I'm like, "That's the wrong painting." Oh, and yeah, it's just unfortunate on multiple levels. So, anyway.
I'm lucky I only have one. I only ever have done one oil painting, and it's not great, but my parents do still have it, so.
Good.
Wait, it's the one up on the wall, right?
Yes, well, they took it down from the wall because it's way too big.
It was enormous.
It's
I remember
way
when
too
they put it
big.
up, I'm like, Gina, that is so big.
It's way too big.
Have I seen this painting? I don't remember it.
It's a painting of a woman and some turtles. And it's big. There's a story behind it. It's based off of a myth, but all that really matters is it's a painting of a woman and some turtles.
I don't think I've ever seen this painting before.
I did it in high school.
One.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
It was front and center. It was a part of like, the main hallway wall.
No, our parents were so sweet. They kept that up for ages, and I think it's still in the back hallway. It's just kind of on the
Yeah. They kept it somewhere. I just think they moved the wall that it was on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's sweet. I like it.
It's a great painting.
Thank you.
Also, in my parents' defense, the one that they held on to, they actually really liked it, and they like hung it in their house multiple times.
Oh, that's really sweet.
So I actually think that's why they thought that was like the one I liked.
Because it was the one they liked the most. Yeah. No, I follow. I understand how that can happen.
But still, I have to see the woman and turtles painting someday.
It's a woman and some turtles. She's coming out of the water. Oh. Anyway, sorry.
Okay. I wasn't interested.
Not for sale.
Oh, right. I'm not buying it. Jeez.
Okay. All right.
You're right.
I love.
Kind of like,
I love those little interactions. Those are the ones that really get me in this game.
I know. Especially when Nick's like, "I'm not buying." Jesus. I'm gonna break my cool demeanor for a moment because I'm furious.
Everyone in this world is so fucking weird. God.
That is sort of the entire tone of the game, where Nick's like, under normal circumstances, I'd be a kind of odd guy, but given the world I exist in, I'm so normal.
Yeah, it's also funny because it feels like, and this will continue to go on as the series goes on. It feels like Nick lived a very normal life until the events of the first game, and then started meeting crazy people and be like, okay, now wait just a moment.
It's like he's kind of a weird man from the real world that got isekai'd into a very odd world that looks very much like ours. He's just like, I don't know, this is odd.
He's always so, and no one else is confused. He's just like, what is going on?
Oh, you're a spirit medium. Fascinating. Didn't know that was a thing.
Interesting.
Oh,
Does anyone else
interesting.
find this confusing? And they're like, nah, spirit mediums are everywhere, bro. He's like, they are? Since when?
I was describing him to Allison earlier. I don't think I said this on stream. As like, he reminds me a lot of Hinata from Super Danganronpa 2, except for like he has a more bright-eyed, bushy-tailed demeanor. He like hides his cold snarker behind some genuine
Nick is a total puppy dog.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Big time.
I can definitely see the comparison to Hinata, though, for sure. But yeah, he is a little more.
He has the same type, like the lines that are my absolute favorites of Hinata's to read, where it's just like utter deadpan, like not even delivered like it's reading a line, just like a human. It's like, I don't know, I don't really want to be a part of this anymore. He has a lot of those, and I love him dearly.
Like this one. That painting has been bugging me ever since I stepped in here. The oil is so thick it's practically giving me a stuffed nose. I'm sure the price is nothing to sneeze at either, for that matter.
Okay.
All right.
Can I click
Explore
on the
that.
bear?
Anything else you need to explore? A bear with a fish? Oh. Expensive-looking mahogany bookshelves filled with expensive-looking books. Funny, they don't look like they've ever been read.
People who have like prop bookshelves are so fascinating to me. Like, it's just so much work to put into something like that.
But it does feel very mighty. I'm always impressed.
Yeah, I'm like, look, you're using the space well, but boy, Also, I like this green globe with absolutely nothing on it.
Yeah.
This is the world we
No,
live in.
this is their planet.
This is the isekai planet. You're right.
We're actually on Venus. We're covered in a thick layer of gas. You can't see the surface of the planet.
That would explain it.
Cutoff time's 4? Ah, shit.
Yep.
Oh, you're back.
I should have been
Did
more
you find the
enthusiastic.
lawyer?
Well, what do I tell her? Well, see, just be honest. I really don't think you should use that guy. He didn't seem healthy. He was all skin and bones.
What really happened? You don't mean he refused to help? I see. I've been abandoned then.
Talk.
Yep, your family.
Family? Yes. What about your family?
I only had my sister. My father died when I was very young. And I don't know where my mother is.
Don't know? So she could still be alive?
Your mother.
Your mother?
Women in my family have been mediums for generations. They say a lot of spiritual power runs in our blood. About 15 years ago, our family was involved in an incident. There was a man, and he ruined our mother's life.
Ruined?
After that, she disappeared. Several years after that, my sister announced she would become a lawyer, and she left the mountain.
So, you live by yourself?
Yes. I've gotten used to it. Oh, also, I had to become independent, or I would lose my powers.
I feel bad for her. All by herself up on that mountain.
Your mother's enemy.
Your mother's enemy. Yeah. So, who was this man who, ruined your mother?
About 15 years ago, there was an unusual murder case. It made quite a stir. Everyone was talking about it, apparently. The police were running out of leads, and they were getting desperate.
Wait. They didn't use a spirit medium, did they? Or they didn't use a spirit medium, did they?
Oh, sorry. The police convinced my mother to try to contact the victim.
Wow. So, what happened?
The case was solved. We thought.
You thought?
The man my mother helped the police capture was innocent. The police's consultation with the medium had all been carried out in secret, of course. But a man found out about it and leaked it to the press. He told all the papers that my mother was a fraud, and the media jumped on it big time. My mother became the laughingstock of the nation.
I see.
White.
Excuse me? White?
That was his name. My sister told me.
White?
Just a little longer now before the state-appointed lawyer comes, I guess.
4 p.m. Time's up. Oh, what should I do?
You know what to do.
Do I just leave her and go home?
Go home.
She defend Maya.
Defend Maya.
Yes.
I've made up my mind. I'm going to defend you, whether you want me to or not.
Why?
Why? Well,
I can't abandon you. Someone else is the culprit. I don't know why.
1 or 2, honestly. What do you think?
I can't abandon you.
Yeah.
I would do. I
let's
can't.
do that
Yeah.
one. Yeah. No one is as sad as a person without any friends. I know. I've been there. A long time ago.
Oh no! Baby Nick was sad he had no friends.
Why did I become a lawyer in the first place? Because someone has to look out for the people who have no one on their side.
I'm sorry, I'm being harassed by Coriander over here. Give me one second. Hey, baby. Will you calm down? She wants me to throw her toy, but I can't keep throwing your toy, baby.
That's Pepper all day with me. You know work. You throw a toy now.
It's like I've been doing this on camera for 7 hours. I have to stop now. Come on, Corey. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
Maya, I won't abandon you. You can count on me.
So kind of you.
No, don't step on the keyboard. No.
Oh. Does she have something to say?
No, I don't know. I was trying to see if she'd chat, but right now she's just persnickety.
Hey, Corey.
Oh.
Come here. Hey, Corey. Do you have
She
things
can't
to
hear me.
say?
I don't know why I'm.
Nah.
Oh.
Just done a ton of fur on my nose. Okay, alright.
Well, let's fight this one and get you out of here.
Right. Thank you.
Phew, she smiled at last. She looks like an entirely different person. One last question. You are innocent, right?
Yes. And I trust you. So you trust me too, okay?
It's a deal. So, what next? There's something that's been bugging me. Just what was inside that strange woman's drawer? It was when I tried to look into the drawer that she got all defensive. There has to be something in there.
Alright, let's go check it out.
Okay.
Gatewater. There we go.
On, right? Let's see.
Oh, hello.
Oh, Bellboy. Oh. I mean, I could do it, or Gina, you could.
Gina.
Gina,
Good
Bellboy.
evening, sir.
Excuse me, you are?
Oh, I beg your pardon, sir. I am the bellboy of this establishment at your service, sir.
Oh, right.
I've just come up to deliver room service, sir.
Do you know where Miss May might be?
Oh, I believe our guest, Miss May, is currently using the, facilities. If you have no need of anything, I will be taking my leave. Please stay as long as you like. Enjoy.
Yeah. Wait, no, hey! Oh, why does it seem like every time I come here, I end up embarrassing myself? Wait, oh, now's my chance to snoop around a bit.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Popped up!
It just appears.
You made that quick?
Might I ask to inform Miss May that there is a message for her? Please tell her that Mr. White of Blue Corp phoned.
Mr.
Oh, White
of Blue Corp. Oh, wowie.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, right. Sure. Mr. White of Blue Corp? Where have I heard that name before? Literally
Just a
5
moment
minutes
ago.
ago. That was his name. Use your brain. White was the name of the guy who ruined Mia and Maya's mother. Could it be a coincidence?
Let's check that out. What's that?
Yeah. A screwdriver sticking out of that half-open drawer. Now's my chance to see what's inside. what do we have here? A wiretap?
Ooh.
What would a woman like her be doing with a thing like this?
Wiretap. Added to the court record.
Okay. There's definitely something suspicious about this Miss May. Why would she have something like this in her hotel room? There's a story behind it all. I know it. All right. I'll be using this bit of evidence in tomorrow's trial. That's for sure.
Not if you don't submit it to the court record, but you
Submit
know,
to
it
the
is what
court
it is.
record like a lawyer. For
No,
Maya's sake.
he will not.
No.
No. I'll get to this woman's bottom. Oh, wait. I mean.
Okay. I liked that one actually.
That was
I'll
to
get
know
to this
Bellboy.
woman's bottom.
Sorry.
Oh, Bellboy, still here?
Oh, time to scram. I mean, I guess chat's making a good point. If this isn't based off of the American judicial system, so I guess like the process is different.
Yeah, they've got their own thing, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
to be clear,
And
the
it's
way law works in this game is not like the U.S. system, but also in these games, they're like, you can't just... It depends on
upright some rule.
who it is, when it is, and where it is, and why it is, but sometimes they're like, you can't submit evidence in the middle of court, and then most of the other times they're like, whatever, sure, we'll take that as evidence.
As long as it works for the plot.
Yeah, it just depends on the moment. Sometimes it's like we used a untested scientific method to find this, and they're like, you can't do that, but we will take that as evidence. Thank you very much.
I look forward to tangoing with you tomorrow, Miss May. In court. I gotta bring his flair
Be
back in.
continued.
Yeah.
Ooh, I always forget they do like slices.
Yeah, I mean,
Save
especially
that
when
game.
yeah, especially when it's like, I imagine if we pick it up, it's going to be in court.
Yes,
In
but
court.
of course.
Yes, exactly.
It's a full on
damn.
thing. Okay, can I check in for a brief moment?
Yeah,
just
of
because
course.
we are like close to the 3-hour mark.
I was about
on
to say,
how
we're
we're
at a-
feeling.
We're at a really good stopping point if that's what we're feeling right now.
I was gonna, that sounds great.
I think this is a great spot for it, but this has been like the most fun start. I'm having such a good time. I've
This
been
is
like thrilled about
fantastic.
Ace Attorney.
I've been looking forward to this so much, and I am having an absolute blast. I gotta say.
It's just so fun and silly. I like that we can just go off and have just like a ton of fun with it. I'm having a blast. Yeah.
As
It's,
always in these games, the characters are so fun and playful, and like we barely scratched the surface. But I also love like it's such a great balance of colorful whimsy, but also like there's murders going on. There's like this
Yeah.
undercurrent of weight to things that are going on, despite the cacophony of characters that surround it, and I love that.
Yeah, it's such a it's a perfectly balanced like comedy courtroom drama. So at least so far from what I can tell, I know we've only done the tutorial and we're about to get into the actual first case. But it's cute, it's fun, and I'm intrigued, and I see how this game has inspired so many others. Really,
Well, and,
You
and
know?
that's the other thing is like, you know, earlier the question was asked like what my favorite game in the series is. And while I have an answer to that, what is remarkable about this series is that it keeps on being excellent. It really is remarkable writing all the way through. It got started with a bang, and it's just sailed on through ever since. And I love that. I love how reliable this series is. I love how fun these stories are. And it's just great.
It's
so
really
cool.
so good. I know, and it's fun to be back in the center of it all.
Indeed. Thank you so much. Thank you for kicking this off tonight. And thank you, chat, everyone, for being with us. This has just been, like we said, so much fun.
And I
Looking forward
cannot
to
wait
playing more.
to play more. I'm so I'm in a very good mood. I'm very happy right now.
Agreed. Oh, yay. All right. So when we come back with our next stream, we'll pick up with the first, the first case. Actual case. That's not the tutorial.
Yeah.
Where we don't have Mia being like, here's how you do this. Because she's dead, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh, but we have to solve our own boss's murder. That, like, I did not expect that. I did not see that coming, like, at all. Like, even when it was happening, I was like, no. Like, so that one really threw me, which is fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I'm glad. Anyway, yes, thank you, everyone. Good night, and we will see you soon.
See you next time, folks.
Bye.
Bye.